Hello, welcome to the Scale Modelling Cafe and welcome to another breaking news video, this time dealing with Border Models 2024 releases. Border have already announced the Spitfire, and that came in from a lot of criticism when people saw the test shots. Looks like they have used, I'm not going to say copy, I will say they used the Trumpeter 1/32 scale Spitfire 5B as inspiration for theirs, and a lot of the errors that were in that kit have migrated across to that one, which is a real shame. Such a shame that if they were going to use another kit as inspiration, they didn't use maybe the Edward kit or Airfix kits, which are very accurate in outline. So, yeah, that's a real shame. And for me, that's a bit of a showstopper. I don't normally go down the route of discounting any particular race for accuracy issues, unless it's, to my eye, a bit blatant. And in those, it's a bit blatant. So, unfortunately for me, that is a no, and it's going to pass me by. The 35th scale 0 is more appealing, but again, for me personally, I'm just going to leave that one well alone. I've got no real desire to have a large scale 0 in my collection. I've got some Edward 48 scale ones, and they're fine for me, and I'll stick with that. The whole kind of 35th debate, I should have started the video with this, and I intended to, but I completely forgot. I'm not going to cover here because I've done a separate video on that. I'll leave a card in the end credit thing, and you can click on that and watch that if you haven't seen that already. Well, I just offer my thoughts on 35th scale, the pros, the cons, the whys, the wherefores. It's not that vitriolic at all. Some people have got very upset by 35th scale. I don't really understand. If you don't want to, if it's not your thing, don't buy it. I don't see why you have to make a big fuss and song and dance about it, but there we go. All that's covered in the other video. What I will be covering in this video is the third model for 2024, and that was a surprise, and that's the HE111. And there are some CAD shots, and I'll put them at the end of the video so you can have a look at those. They're also on my Facebook page. And it looks to be a superbly detailed model, way more detailed than the Revell 32nd model. Now, I have built the Revell 32nd model, and it is typical Revell in that the detail is kind of adequate, but it's a good blank canvas to increase the level of detail. I riveted mine, which was a big job, literally. And I did a little bit in the cockpit. I added some, obviously, seat harnesses and things like that. A little bit of extra wiring, but that was it. But the detail in this, both inside and out, looks absolutely superb. I'd imagine that you could quite successfully build this without any aftermarkit or whatsoever. It's all going to be in there. There'll always be those that want to add that little bit more, and the aftermarket will provide that for you. One bit of aftermarket that I think would be essential is a set of canopy masks. Whether Border are going to include those or not, I don't know. I really hope so, and I hope they fit really well. I hope they're not vinyl. Vinyl masks don't stick that well, if I'm honest, and tend to lift, and with all those curves around the nose, then it's going to have to be tape, really. So even if they do provide vinyl masks, I would say that a kabuki type mask from Ask or Edward or Newware or any of those other manufacturers, I'd say, you know, if you want to save yourself the hassle, then I'd do that. As for price, it's going to be expensive. The 35th models are expensive. They're around circa 65 to 75 quid. And I don't think that's that bad value for the level of detail you get in there. The Stuka is supposed to be a superb model. I know the 109 G6 has some issues. The FW190 looks like a superb model, and I'm really tempted by one of them. I'm not tempted by the HE111 purely by size. I could build it on the bench here. I'd really struggle filming it, and I'd certainly struggle photographing it, but it's not impossible. It would be very difficult to get back in the suitcase in one piece. So yeah, it's another one that's going to pass me by. I'd imagine the price for this, it's total guess. Obviously at least 100 quid. I'd probably wager around 100 and at least 150, 180 pounds. It's an absolute guess. I've absolutely no idea. But for me, the showstopper for me is just the size, and I think it will be for a lot of people. There's no way it's going to sell as well as a Spitfire. I nearly said Mustang. They're not doing a Mustang. I reckon they'll do a Mustang for 2025 for sure. But you know, even the Stuka's not a small model. But 35th actually, I think's a nice scale for a large scale model. It's that little bit smaller than a 32nd scale kit. And Phil Flory, when he reviewed the 109, put it next to a 32nd scale 109, and the difference is significant. You can definitely see it, even though it's only 3%. So I think it's a nice size and should result in a stunning model. Now, the subtype they've gone for is the H6, which I think is sensible. Revell did the P, which is the classic Battle of Britain sort of version. I converted mine into the H using the engine nacelles, and I modified them, swapped them around, did a lot of filling, carving, sanding, and blah. And that's all I did. I probably missed a whole load of other details as well. But I wanted a winter whitewash on mine, and I couldn't find any references of any P models being in winter whitewash. It's not to say they didn't exist. I just couldn't find any. I couldn't find any references, and I didn't want just a plain old green one. So there we are. So I think the variant choice is really good because it does open up that big difference in markings from all the different theatres. You've got European, your Eastern Front, desert ones, etc., etc. So I think it's a really good choice. And yeah, border model. So controversial because of the scale. Like I say, you can, if you haven't seen it already or want to refresh yourself, I'll leave it the card at the end, and no doubt you can offer your opinion in the comments below, and also the subject choice comments in the subject below. No doubt there'll be why have they done this and not A type comment. You get that every single social media post, YouTube video about new releases. You get the not my scale, not interested in the subject, why didn't they do A? A lot of it is ill-informed, you know, self-appointed marketing experts, etc. But you know, we're all consumers at the end of the day, and we're all entitled to an opinion. And if you want to add yours at the bottom, yeah, feel free, and we'll have a little discussion. So there we are, Border Models 2024 Spitfire 5B. Unless they correct the molds, it's a no from me. The Zero, meh for me, just me. But I'm sure that'd be very popular, especially in the home market in the Far East. And HE111, which would be a really, really impressive model. So there we are. So lots more of these to come as we get more manufacturers making their announcements. So look out for those. I'll see you then. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.